Divorce is just one of those things. It's one of the toughest transitions we can go through in life. It really impacts everything, from your finances to your emotional health. It can feel totally overwhelming, kind of like you're lost in a storm with no map. But I promise you, there is a path through it. So let's dive into this and explore a roadmap for not just getting through it, but for recovery and rebuilding.
Okay, let's just get right to it with a number that's, well, it's pretty sobering. Research shows that, on average, a woman's standard of living can drop by 27% after a divorce. Now, this isn't just some abstract statistic, it's a real-world financial shock, and it really underlines why getting a handle on your finances and planning for your future is absolutely crucial, right from day one.
But let's be real, divorce is so much more than just numbers, right? The emotional side of it is just profound. And I think this quote really nails it. Pain is nature's way of telling us something in us needs to be healed. So that pain you might be feeling, it's not a sign of weakness. Think of it as a signal. It can actually be the very fuel that motivates you to learn, to grow, and to start the incredibly important work of healing.
And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How do you actually get from this place of chaos and uncertainty to a place where you feel in control, where you feel confident? Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk through the key financial and emotional steps to do exactly that. All right, first things first, and this is probably the most important piece of advice you'll get. You absolutely do not have to do this alone. In fact, you shouldn't. Building a team of experts isn't some kind of luxury, it's a flat-out necessity for getting through the complexities that are coming your way.
So think of it like this. You've got three key players in your corner. First, your lawyer. They're handling the legal maze, dividing up property, figuring out custody, all that. Then you've got your financial professional. They're looking at the big picture, getting all the paperwork together, helping you update accounts, and really guiding your overall financial strategy. And third, your tax professional. They're going to zoom in on the tax stuff, which is huge, especially when you're talking about retirement accounts and investments. Now, the real key here, they all need to be talking to each other. They can't be working in their own little bubbles. They need to be a connected team working together for your best interest.
Okay, so you've got your team assembled. Now it's time to roll up our sleeves and take some real action. These next few steps are all about building a solid foundation for your new financial life, and they'll give you a real, tangible sense of stability and control.
So, here are the first 4 things you're going to want to tackle right away. Number 1, a brand new budget. This is your new financial reality written down in black and white. Number 2, an emergency fund. Seriously, having 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up creates a safety net that is just priceless. Third, get your own financial identity. That means bank accounts and credit cards that are in your name and your name only. And finally, update everything. I'm talking wills, beneficiaries, powers of attorney. This isn't just paperwork. This is about protecting yourself and your future.
Now, when it comes to splitting up assets, it's never as simple as just drawing a line down the middle. There are all these hidden complexities. I mean, take a look at this. Keeping the house might feel like a huge win, but can you really afford the mortgage, the taxes, the unexpected repairs on your new single income? And on the other side, a retirement account might look like a huge pile of cash, but what happens when you factor in the taxes you'll have to pay? These are the kinds of tough questions where your financial and tax pros are worth their weight in gold.
All right, we've talked a lot about the practical stuff, the money, but we all know that's only half the story. Let's shift gears and talk about navigating the emotional side of things. Having some kind of framework for this whole process can make the journey feel a lot less chaotic, and more like a path you can actually see and follow.
A really great way to picture this whole emotional recovery thing is to think of it like climbing a mountain. It's a journey made up of these rebuilding blocks, and each one is a step up. Look, it's going to be a tough climb, there's no doubt about it. But the view from the top, the growth, the freedom you'll find, makes every single challenging step completely worth it.
So at the very bottom of this mountain, you're probably going to run into denial. It's that "I can't believe this is really happening" feeling. And you know what? That's not a weakness. It's actually a psychological safety valve. It's your brain's way of protecting you, of letting you process the pain in small, manageable pieces so you don't get completely overwhelmed. It's a necessary first state.
And then comes the anger. And oh boy, it can be intense, right? A real rage. But this anger actually has a job to do. It's a powerful force that helps you create some much-needed emotional distance from your ex. It's the thing that helps you start severing the ties to a relationship that's over, and it pushes you further up that mountain.
After all that fiery anger, it's pretty common to feel this: deep, overwhelming sadness, grief.
And it is so important to let yourself feel it. Grieving the marriage, grieving the future you thought you had. That isn't a step backward. It's a fundamental rebuilding block that you have to go through to truly move forward. This next one, letting go. This might be one of the toughest steps on the entire climb. It means making a conscious choice to stop pouring your emotional energy into a past that you can't change. Think of it like this. You can't pour fresh, clean water into a cup that's already full of old stuff. You have to empty it out first. Letting go is what makes room for you to start investing in yourself again.
So, as you keep climbing, something amazing starts to happen. Your perspective shifts. The focus moves away from just surviving the past and toward actively, excitedly designing your future. This is the phase where you transition from recovery into true rediscovery.
This is where you really start building on that solid financial ground you created for yourself. So know your worth at work and don't you dare be afraid to negotiate for it. Make saving for retirement a top priority. That 15% goal is a game changer. And just keep learning, read books, listen to podcasts, whatever it takes to get financially smart. And hey, if you've been out of the workforce for a while, find ways to stay connected. Keep those skills sharp. These are the proactive moves that lead to a future of real financial independence.
But here's a really powerful question to ask yourself, and it's something we often miss in all of this. Have you forgiven yourself? We spend so much time and energy trying to forgive our ex-partners, but a lot of the time, the biggest hurdle is ourselves. Forgiving yourself for what you think were mistakes, for your part in how things ended, that is often the final and most freeing step in truly letting go.
And then you're there. You're at the summit. After all that work, all that climbing, what's waiting for you? Freedom. And I'm not just talking about the freedom of being single. It's the freedom to choose your own path, to decide what happiness looks like for you, and to build a life that is 100% authentically yours.
Just take a second and look at this. This is what that new beginning feels like. After the storm, after the long, hard climb, there is a new day. This is the peace, the potential that comes after you've navigated that difficult journey. It's a future you have earned. And that really brings us to the ultimate prize, doesn't it? More than financial security, more than anything else, the greatest reward at the end of all this is the freedom to just be you, without compromise, without apology. That is the very heart of your new independent life.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. You've done the hard work, you've made the climb, and now the entire landscape of your future is spread out right in front of you. The choice of what happens next is entirely and beautifully yours. So, what are you going to do with this view?